In this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing episode 6 of 1883 titled Boarding the Devil. Now, this is a really, really interesting episode because after the events of episode 5, when Elsa killed that man in cold blood after he shot her fiance Ines, was really interesting. This 6th episode, I feel like she became a woman, a full woman. She doesn't take shit from anybody anymore. And I feel like this character of Elsa gets passed down into the generation of what Beth is now on Yellowstone. So Elsa's just a spitfire right now. She wants nothing to do with anybody. She, just goes off and sits, wants her own privacy. But then she wants to try and kill herself because of all the sorrow and heartache she endured. Shay, played by Sam Elliott, comes and sits down next to her and tells her that he's living for a reason after his wife and daughter, died from smallpox. And he basically says to her that I'm going to see the ocean, because whenever someone dies, they become a part of you. And that part of me is my wife. And my wife always wanted to see the ocean, and that's where I'm going, that's where I'm headed. I'm going to go see the ocean because of her. And after that, I don't know what I'll do. So it's a good moment that Elsa and Shay share in this episode, because we find that not only is Shay, he sees his own daughter in Elsa, but he's like the grandfather figure to her, and it's really, really good. Not only that, another character is introduced in this episode who tries to flirt with Elsa, but she doesn't want anything to do with it. I feel like Elsa's character and this new guy character that's in, it's like the Rip and Beth of Yellowstone, but done differently. All the while, the herd and the migration and the immigrants are, on this trail to get to Oregon and go out west. So they make it to Doan's Crossing, which is a small town, to stock up on food and supplies, which is at the border of Texas and Oklahoma. So they've only made it out that far. They haven't made it out farther than that. So then, while that's happening, we find that Margaret Dutton, played by Faith Hill, befriends a woman named Carolyn, played by Rita Wilson. As you know, Tom Hanks, her husband, made a cameo appearance in the 2nd episode of this series. So it's good to see that she made a cameo appearance as well. Plus, in real life, Faith Hill and Rita Wilson are really best of friends. So they befriend each other. They start talking. They start drinking. Whole thing happens. And before that, while they were going into Doan's Crossing, Margaret took Elsa with her, but then Elsa sees this guy looking at her in a weird way, and she brings out her gun, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, what happens? And then James Dutton, Tim McGraw, comes out and puts his gun to the guy's head, and he's like, listen, hey, you start shooting. So it's a whole crazy scene. It's fun, it's interesting. All the while that's happening, the character of Thomas, who is Shay Brennan's right hand, starts, falling in love with the gypsy woman, doing this and that, caring for her. They share a good moment together. And this episode was really good because it showed the progression of each character where they are so far now. It's only 6 episodes in. There are some episodes that were really, really drawn out, and there are some episodes like this one that were really, really good. This is more so based on Elsa Dutton and nothing about Tim McGraw's character of James Dutton or his wife Margaret, because it's and Isabel May gives a great performance as Elsa Dutton. Not only that, Sam Elliott's character of Shay Brennan is front and center. And once again, Shay and Elsa do share a moment again, and she thanks him for being the only one there that actually talked about Ennis with someone. So it's a nice connection that these two have. Other than that, we just find that certain things are happening. And then Thomas, while he's in Doan's Crossing, he wants to hire a so-called cook in order to cook for, the whole traveling immigrants. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen next. I'm curious to see where the story goes and how it progresses and what's going to happen with certain characters. I'm really curious to see, and the writing so far is really, really good. I feel like I said before in a few other episode reviews, Taylor Sheridan knows how to write 1883. It's much better than the entire season of Yellowstone, season 4. So, Mayor of Kingstown was good. That was its own show, its own thing. It was gritty. Loved it. He knew how to write that. He He knows how to write 1883. I'm pretty sure, and I'm hoping that when another season of Yellowstone comes out, that we get that same level of writing from Taylor Sheridan like he's done with 1883, because it's going to be interesting for sure. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 6 of 1883. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? And what did you think of the character of Elsa Dutton, played by Isabel May? Do you see that she has come full circle so far, or do you think she still has more growing to do? Let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked, and I'll see you guys in the next review video. And be sure you tune in next week to my episode 7 review of 1883.